from CL Lifestyles Training Academy. We are based here in Taunton. We provide training sessions for anybody. That could be for family members who are developing into carers themselves in their own home. It's for any carers. It's also for companies who would like to provide updated yearly manual handling training, first aid training for any of their staff. Within all of our training sessions, it is always theory and practical based. We have manual handling, first aid, and also a range of others that you can find on our website. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about our manual handling, as we do have a practical that we would like to show you as well. Within our manual handling, as you can see behind me and next to me, we have a profiling bed, we have a sling hoist, and we have other manual handling equipment that you may use within somebody's home. The aim of our manual handling is to provide you with knowledge and skills to reduce the risk of injury. That is to yourself and to anybody else that you may be supporting. Within our content of manual handling, we provide information on legislation, how it relates to yourself, your responsibilities, risk assessments, unsafe practices, best practice, back care, and also injuries that may occur while you are doing unsafe practices within manual handling. We also cover within our content the principles of safe manual handling, any use of equipment, the safe use of equipment, and updated techniques. Also within our content, in our practical sessions, our qualified trainers will be showing you the safe use of all the equipment that we provide. And now we will show you a short clip of our trainer Wendy providing a practical demonstration on how to help an individual go from a sit-in to a stand position.
Hello, my name is Wendy. I'm one of the trainers for CL Lifestyles Academy, and the scenario that we're going to do today is this lady is going to stand from a sitting position. The considerations first would be, can she weight bear? And Nicola, can you weight bear?
Yes, I can.
Sure, she can weight bear. Now then what we're looking at is how high Nicola is, or how tall she is. Are her feet on the floor? And as you can see, her feet are not on the floor. So the first thing we're looking at with this bed, because it's got some a machine that can higher or lower the bed, the bed is actually as low as possible. So my other consideration is that she now needs to sit right to the front of the bed to make sure her feet are on the floor. Nicola, can you just shuffle forward a little bit on your bum from side to side? Lovely. And if you can can you put your feet on the floor? Lovely. What I would like you to do is put your feet underneath your knees, so your knees are just over your toes. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to stand, and we're going to use ready, steady, stand. Okay, I am going to put my hand on the back of your back to support you to do that. What I would like you to do is if you could put your hands beside you at each side, and as you are standing, if you can push down on the bed to give you some momentum up.
Yeah.
What I will do is, because I know that you're going to be going to the commode, okay, because that's what we're going to look at, we're going to use the walking frame so that you can get to the commode.
Thank you.
Okay, are you okay?
Yeah.
I am not going to put this in front of you, just in case you pull on it and it then falls. So once you have stood, I will then bring your walker in for you to actually hold. Okay, so knees over toes, lovely, you've got your hands in the right place. Okay, I'm going to put my hand on your back to give you support, and we're going to do ready, steady, stand. Okay, now as we're doing ready, steady, stand, can you move backwards and forwards? That's it.
Yeah.
So ready, steady, and stand. Okay, are you okay there?
Yeah, good.
Right, so I'm now going to bring your walker in, okay, and there you are, you can now go to the commode.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, that was a very easy practical, and that's just one of the techniques that we do to help with manual handling. Thank you for watching our demonstration. I hope this has provided you with a small taster of what we offer. If you would like to book on a course or find more about us, please visit our website, see our Lifestyles Training Academy. Group bookings is not essential, just simply book, pay and turn up on the day where we'll look forward to meet you.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Jane Wood. I'm a village agent and I'm based mostly in Sedgemoor. Hopefully you've seen lots of these talking cafes before, but can I remind you that you can always go back on Facebook and look at previous episodes. Today, I'm incredibly lucky to be joined by Michelle Purnell from Age UK. Here to talk mostly today about Stay Strong, Stay Steady. You'll see the information for how you can go on the Age UK website, and you can go onto the one specifically for Somerset. There's loads of incredibly useful information on there. I had a good old dive through it over the last couple of days, Michelle, and some really good stuff on there. So first of all, Michelle, if you're happy to introduce yourself, a little bit about your role in Age UK.
Hello, I'm Michelle Purnell, as Jane just said, from Age UK Somerset, and I'm our Falls Prevention Manager. So I deal primarily with the classes that run to help stop people falling over, or perhaps just improve their confidence because they might have a fear of falling. So yeah, we are currently a little bit in a space at the moment where we've been delivering online sessions, and we're looking to head back, obviously, with the release of lockdown slightly, hopefully. We're looking to relaunch our face-to-face classes soon. So that's what I'm here to talk about, really.
Fantastic. So just to a little bit of background. So what kind of initiatives have Age UK had in place during the pandemic? Because obviously everything changed with the lockdowns.
It did. Unfortunately, in some respects, the bottom fell out of our world, really, with what we normally deliver. So we normally deliver lots of community classes, lots of face-to-face, very social environments, with the aim of getting people more active and out the house. But obviously we couldn't mix because we primarily deal with the most vulnerable population. So our classes ground to a halt. So we had to put our thinking caps on quite quickly. And we launched a bunch of online classes so we could deliver sessions virtually, kind of this environment really, for people either seated or standing. And we launched a range of different classes, from yoga through to movement to music, strength and balance. We try to really cover everything we offer in real time, if you like. So yeah, we've delivered that program for quite a while, and I think now that we've established it, it is here to stay, which is fab.
Yeah.
As an organisation, we were offering a lot of support through the telephone. So everything that we used to deliver face to face really transferred over onto the phones. So a lot of our information and advice was on the phones, and we did friendly phone calls for people feeling a little bit isolated. Obviously, a lot of people we were dealing with were shielding fully, so they really weren't getting the interaction that they normally had. So we launched those very successfully. They've been really popular. And again, they're still running at the moment, which you can access through our website, the details there. Our toenail cutting clinics carried on as much as they could. So we had to relocate quite a lot, but obviously that, toenails keep growing, even if we're in lockdown. So they had to carry on, all very COVID safe. We put in new procedures, if you like, to minimise risk as much as we possibly could, which is a lot of the work that's been going on behind the scenes has been really interesting, risk assessments, and ways to help us bring back our services fully, but in a COVID safe way.
Yeah. It's interesting you talk about the day-to-day contact, because we're finding that in our role that you don't realise how much people, if they can go out shopping, they're chatting to people, picking up their prescriptions, going to the doctors, and all of that was kind of ripped from under people with the lockdown and what have you, particularly if people were very vulnerable. And
I think you realise that now, even just if you're going out for your daily exercise at the moment, normally you'd pass people and just maybe say hello, but now it's a hello, how are you? This can be somebody you don't know, but I think we are all lacking with so much the social interaction side that, I talk to anybody anyway, really, but
I'm
more
just the
people
same.
talk to anybody. People talk to everybody now, which is lovely, actually. I hope that stays.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you find it difficult to reassure people, like, for instance, with the toenail clipping service, that people would be safe to have their toenails cut? Because I know that some people are very anxious.
Yeah, I think there's a real mix of people that we've dealt with, actually. So you have the people that are very kind of gung-ho and are very resilient, perhaps not as affected by the media. So they were, carry on as normal, but in attitude, really. Whereas other people, have been really apprehensive, but actually our appointments are all through choice. So if people are happy to come along and sign up and get things sorted out, such as toenail cutting, then that's their choice, obviously. The vaccination, the introduction of that has helped humongously, obviously, because it's been really reassuring to know all of our toenail cutters, for example, have been vaccinated themselves as well. So we are creating that really safe bubble as much as possible.
So Age UK, something I didn't ask at the beginning. So what age group are you talking with regards to that?
Primarily over 60s, really. That's what we offer our exercise sessions to. It depends on what service. Different needs tend to sit in different age groups. Obviously, 60 plus is a massive part of our population, particularly in Somerset. It's a huge part of our population. So like I say, so different people have different needs at different age groups. Yeah,
absolutely. So, I mean, talking about don't want to make a huge generalization, but generally speaking, people of the older age group may have more difficulty with tech. Are you finding that to be an issue, a barrier towards people getting the services?
Again, the people that can sign up we've offered as much support as we could. Almost the blind leading the blind, I have to say. It's been quite interesting. But we have kind of introduced a few people to the technology side of life, which has been fab. But obviously, with the little breaks in the lockdown, so like last year, we've tried to encourage people to interact with their families and perhaps get a bit of guidance or get their grandchildren around to show them around how to use an iPad. So it's been interesting. And it's not been completely seamless from our part, really, because we've had to learn a lot of new skills.
I was going to say, everybody's learning on their feet at the moment, aren't they? And
Definitely.
Just a little bit of an advert for CCS. We do have some smartphones available, and we do have laptops that are donated to us, and we do have sometimes help in how to use them. So if anybody wants to find out more about that, if you get in touch with CCS, and hopefully we might be able to help you, match you up with the right place. So obviously you've got your Facebook page, which I had a little look at. Again, it's got an absolute wealth of information on there, so I'd encourage anybody to have a look at that. So I just wanted to ask, what's the uptake of your services been like in these times?
Well, it's been brilliant, actually, and what's been really great is that we initially, particularly with the online classes, which I know more about, really, only offered those initially to our existing customers, just because we were finding our way, and we were having to work out a new program, a new system, a new delivery, scheduling all these meetings. And so we only offered it initially to our existing customers, but then we opened up across the county to offer them to new customers, if you like, or new clients. And we have done that really successfully, and the uptake of that has been incredible. We delivered between 3 and 4 classes every day, Monday to Friday, of different types of exercise, and every class had people in it. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It's been so unbelievably successful. Yeah. And so I just think we've kept, helped that many people stay active and also interact, because we do like to encourage the social aspect of the class, and you start to see familiar faces like you do at any regular booking of an occasion. We keep the screen open so that people can see each other if they want to. So all in all, it's been really great. Yeah, it's been just really nice to see faces, actually.
That's brilliant. It's a bit like you alluded to earlier about the fact that this, because we've all learned to do this, it could alter the way that we go forward. Obviously, you need the face-to-face things, but it still opens it out to so many more people, doesn't it? And that's absolutely
definitely.
brilliant.
And we are hoping to keep a scaled back program running, because we can't manage everything, unfortunately, and our instructors will be run ragged if we expected them to as well.
Yeah.
So they'll be here, there and everywhere delivering, and then having to get back for their Zoom sessions. So we are delivering a scaled back program, which also we've got really specialised instructors. So like we have a fab yoga instructor, but obviously her location is very limited because she can't be all across the county. So now we are running Zoom sessions that are ongoing.
Brilliant.
Everybody can still access that yoga class, whether they're in Minehead or Frome, So it is really good. It does make it so much more accessible.
Yeah. I mean, that's something I just wanted to ask you about, because obviously all classes won't be suitable for all people. So is an assessment done of what would be appropriate for people?
Well, we do a health screening with every participant, which is standard to take part in any exercise class of any level. So we do health screening for the Zoom sessions. All of our sessions, and I can say actually all of them that I can think of, are tailored to be delivered either seated or standing. So we can cater for most people.
Yeah.
Sometimes people may find it's more of a maintenance, particularly over the COVID period, a maintenance type of class. So they might not perhaps see tremendous improvement because we have to try and address every level. But what they will see is a maintenance of their flexibility, their mobility, their strength. So, they might not become marathon runners in this time, but they will still easily be able to get up and down from their seats, and hopefully then, tackle the garden this time of year quite easily without moving a pot and pulling your back out, which
literally small steps.
Yeah, definitely. But our instructors have been fab, and how adaptable they've been has been incredible, really. They've got to know their new people in their classes, so they have tweaked things as they've gone along. Yeah. So it's been really great. I'm really proud of it, actually. It's really
how many instructors have you actually got?
Oh, that run on the Zoom sessions. I think we have about 15 instructors involved in the Zoom sessions at the moment.
Yeah.
And that, we've got Tai Chi instructors, yoga, Pilates, exercise to music, specialised falls classes instructors. Yeah, so we've tried to cover everything, really.
Yeah. I noticed that it talks about the Ortego system or something. So it, sorry, it's just done some background reading. But I wonder if you, so obviously it's called Stay Strong, Stay Steady. So exactly where does it come from, and sort of what are the aims of it?
Okay, so it's an evidence-based training program. So it's a set program delivering the same exercises week on week, aimed at increasing your lower body strength, increasing your confidence, and increasing your stability. So all the things really that can start to, particularly if you've had a near miss with a fall, you sometimes look after yourself a bit more, obviously. So you perhaps avoid certain things. You stay a little bit more sedentary to protect yourself, but actually that can be contradictory to what you're trying to do, because it actually will increase frailty. So the program is aimed at increasing your confidence in your movement, your mobility. It is a 3 times a week program, but we only run 1 session a week in a group scenario, so we are expecting a little bit of homework there. Unfortunately, everything comes with a bit of a nag. So we deliver that once weekly as a group, and it's just basic exercises that have been proven to be really effective at reducing your risk of falling. There's, for example, you come up onto your tiptoes several times, and it's often linking strength exercises with balance. So there's walking on a tightrope, as if if you were doing your
not literally
not literally, but
okay, I was going to go and get my washing line in, but I don't think I need it.
Maybe you'd be super advanced there, Jane. So it's the drink driving test that used to be.
Right.
So if you walk
why are you looking at me when you say that? But anyway, back to the professional head.
We use leg weights to increase leg strength. We provide those in the class, so they're just ones that strap around your ankles. just to strengthen specific muscle groups. And everything is very much at work at your level. So we are aiming for 10 reps, say, of the exercise. But if you could only manage 6 initially, that's absolutely brilliant. The next time or the time after, we might encourage 7 and give you a little prompt. But it's very much work within your own limitations. Suss it out a little bit and get some confidence. The group scenario is really important because it allows people to see that it works, because we often have a range of different people. Not everybody starts at the same time. So all kinds of stories come out. Really interesting. You get to know people quite well, actually. And that kind of peer support really works, because you do get inspiration from other people that have had a really tough time. And also there's just that knowledge that you might feel a bit daft because you almost fell over, but actually it's completely normal. It's just really great to do something about it, and let's try and stop it happening again. So
I did look at a few of the testimonies of different people who've taken part, and there were people who said that they really were even frightened to go outside, even with a walker, and they've been given extra confidence through doing the classes, that's what it's about. And it's having the opportunity to acknowledge that it is, as you say, it is quite normal process, and that you shouldn't be embarrassed or ashamed of it, and there's something you can work towards.
Definitely. Unfortunately, having a fall is quite a pivotal point in someone's life. Because you'll find, because we all care about the ones that we love, we often, if it's our grandmother or our mother or father or grandfather, we want to keep them safe, so we straight away start to do more for them, or say, oh, don't do that, when actually we need to say, well, you need to still do this, but I'll come with you. Or we need to try and enable people to carry on and have those goals still, because we can still all improve our physical ability, whatever our age group. I mean, obviously health conditions can play a part, unfortunately. We can't help all of that ourselves, but in regards to physical improvement, we can all physically improve in one way, shape or form. So it's really important to remember that.
It strikes me when you say about relatives being concerned about people when they've had a fall, and the immediate instinct is to gather somebody up and put them in a safe environment when they can't get hurt anymore. But is that living as such? I mean, the whole key should be about enabling people to stay in the environment where they feel comfortable, where they feel at home, and where they can be safe. And that's where this comes in very much.
Definitely. As an organisation, our big drive is to promote independent living. So just to keep people independent in a life that's got some quality to it, absolutely. And some fun. We need some fun in our lives. So we want to keep accessing our groups, getting on the bus, getting down to the shops. We really need to encourage that. So that's our aim.
And then the link between mental health and physical health is becoming more and more apparent, and that that kind of isolation that people have suffered, this is something that's really helping that, because they're able to see other people.
Definitely.
So moving forward, how will people be able to access the face-to-face classes?
So if you can get referred onto our classes. Every GP should know about our classes. We're going to do a big drive to ensure that happens again. Now we're relaunching, so to speak, or restarting our face-to-face sessions. You can access the referral form on our website, which is actually at the bottom of the screen now. It is a referral class. You cannot just turn up, I'm afraid, because we need to screen everybody to check that they are suitable for the class, or the class is suitable for them. We might find that you're too active for it, or it's not quite right, and in which case we can signpost you onto perhaps some other local classes for you, or some of our local sessions for you. So you get your form, you fill it out and you send it back to us. There is a part on there that you may need to get signed off by a health professional. Obviously that can be really tricky at the moment, so if you are having problems, you just contact us and we'll discuss that with you. For our non-Stay Strong, Stay Steady classes, our community classes, we have got a new system coming in, unfortunately, because of COVID. We have to run classes socially distanced. So we are starting to run a booking line for the sessions. So I used to say at this part, oh, it's just turn up. You just turn up to those sessions, but you can't now, unfortunately. We have a limitation on numbers. So we will be having a booking system, which will, again, be on our website.
Yeah. So I presume then that the previous venues you've had for the face-to-face sessions, you're having to do lots and lots of risk assessments to see how many people you can actually manage at a time?
Definitely, yeah. So sometimes we're relocating classes because particularly for Stay Strong, Stay Steady, what used to be a lovely, intimate, cozy environment, because we didn't require a lot of space, now is like a big cross, a no for the social distancing limitations that we have. So if you're not absolutely sure of where your class is going to be, by all means contact us, and we are establishing that now. Actually, that's definitely a big one on our to-do list at the moment.
Yeah, I did actually, again, looking on your website, I looked at the locations of the previous face-to-face groups, and they are all over the Somerset. They're amazing. And I see you're moving into North Somerset as well. So you're going to be incredibly busy, not that you haven't been already this year. So I know it's not very easy to show at the moment, but I was just wondering about if you could just talk us through a couple of the exercises that you do, so that people can kind of get a feel of it. They're not going to have to go there in their lycra with a towel around their neck and...
No. Well, you can if you like.
Well,
if you've got some of those jazzy lycra pants, that would be great.
Well, perhaps you could put that on the form as well.
I think one of the most key exercises for everybody actually is getting up and down from a chair properly. So basically, in a gym environment, it would be a squat. Okay, so we can give it a good fancy exercise name, or we can just call it sitting down and standing up. Now, if you need to, you can sit down and stand up fully in the chair, or you can just do a slight bottom tap to make it harder. So more able-bodied people, if you like, just a slight bottom tap, and then off you go standing up again. It's really important to try and keep this going as much as possible. So I would encourage anybody, actually, when any adverts come on, probably if you're on your own, because you might get a little bit of a ribbon if somebody's in the room with you, but to sit down and stand up out of the chair for as long as the adverts can go on, or for as long as you can.
Right.
So if you could do 10, that is incredible. If you can do 100, that's obviously like more than me, actually. But we just all sit down far too much. And it is a really key exercise because it works so many muscle groups. It really challenges your balance and stability because you're pushing your weight back through your hips. Your weight transference works through your feet. So it targets a lot of things that we deal with just by doing one simple thing. And it's something we do lots, but it's something we don't do enough of. So
yeah, particularly at the moment. I mean, I know that
absolutely.
me and my colleagues spend an awful lot of time at the screen now, whereas the job used to be much more active. And it's just having the self-discipline to think I really must do something about this.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that you think is always going to be easy. And then one day you kind of get a little bit of a shock because, you go to get up perhaps and it's just not there. And that's because the strength in your legs is not there to push you up. So the only way to keep it going is to keep doing it. So we have to do it a little bit
use it
more.
or lose it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You were talking about the one about your tiptoes as well? What's that one
so
for?
if you just come up onto your tiptoes, you can do this when you're stood at any sink, or so washing up or waiting for the kettle to boil if you're stood by your kitchen worktop. It is important to remember to hold on to a steady surface if you need to, particularly if you're trying these exercises out for the first time. And all we want you to do is raise up onto your toes. I'm doing it on my seat. So, but if you're 5 foot like I am, you spend a lot of time on your tiptoes because you can't reach anything. But you just lift up onto your tiptoes, and the idea is you lift up steady, but you don't just drop down. Is that you control that downward action. So it's not just a lift up and plonk down; it's a lift up and place down. Yeah. And then you can do the opposite, where you push your weight into your heels and lift your toes.
Yeah.
This feels a bit strange, I have to say. It's not the favourite exercise of the group.
No.
But just by lifting the toes, so we're gaining that foot control. Because again, as people sometimes become more steady in how they're walking, if they're a little bit worried, they lose their foot mobility and their foot strength. So it's really important to break those actions down. And practice.
Fantastic. So how long would a session last, a face-to-face class?
The class is scheduled for an hour. So it's not a whole hour of flat out exercise. It can be if you want it to be, if you've got a particularly keen instructor. No. So we have there's lots of options for rests if you need rests. There's lots of exercises that are seated to do with the muscular strength, but actually then we get you up behind the chair to work. So we're doing standing exercises as well. Sometimes the sessions we can whiz through and it will take 45 minutes. And then we can either incorporate some other bits of Tai Chi perhaps, or some information deliverance. However, sometimes if you get a few new people in the group, or if there's perhaps a little bit of a story midway through the group where somebody's had something exciting happen through the week, then sometimes the exercises take that hour to deliver. So it just week on week, it's very different.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So just to remind everybody to look at the website. It's incredibly helpful. Loads of information, very easy to use as well. I had a good look through it last night and over the last few days, so I'd really recommend doing that, and particularly for our area, looking at the Somerset section. And again, you can have a look at the location of these sessions as they were. I think it will blow your mind a little bit how wide ranging they are. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Nichelle?
No, not really. I think I've covered everything now. I know I keep saying about sending you onto our website, but if you can't access the website, if you give us a call at I'm trying to remember the number now. It's been a long time.
We can put that up if you can't find it easily. We can.
Yeah, if that's okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So if you just give us a call, everybody, we are able to access the same information via the telephone as we do on the website, because we do recognise that not everybody has got access to the online facilities. So we very much operate by phone as an organisation as well. I again used to say pop into the office to see us. I can't say that either at the moment, I'm afraid, because our office is still currently closed. But
and where is that?
It's in Taunton, so we're based next door to Matalan, actually, if you know where that is. So everybody does. So we always say, if you're that way, when hopefully normal service resumes, by all means come in to see us.
Yeah, I see Steve's put the number up. Thank you, Steve.
Steve, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all sorted. I just wanted to say thank you so much. It's really good to talk to you. Do you want me to keep you talking a bit longer? Because I know you're going to have to go back to decorating your house now, aren't you?
No, I do. It has been a lovely break, I'm not going to lie.
But I really appreciate you spending the time to talk to people, and hopefully it'll get the message out there. And again, just to reiterate, if you're having any trouble or not quite sure how to get hold of Age UK, you can always speak to us and we can point you in the right direction. But it's been really good to speak to you today. Thanks very much.
No, thank you.